So I should shut this one down, you think?
Just to see how. I'm not sure how it's going to behave. Like,
Okay, let me go ahead and close out of this.
all right, just come back. Hello, hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. There seems to be a delay in the broadcast when I'm talking now and I'm picking it up. I sent the link to my other account on my laptop, and it is behind like a minute or something.
Hey, Richard.
And yeah,
Yeah, I could see.
it's a delay.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's a delay of like a minute.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I first went into the other one, I'm gonna close the other link down.
Okay.
When I first went in, there like the last few minutes of our conversation started up immediately, so there is like a 1 minute delay there.
Yeah, and when I first tested it, that's what I found out. And so I was like, well, how am I gonna, how are you gonna do that in real? They ask a question and you're a minute later. It's weird.
Yeah, and actually, when I could see you live,
Right.
but again, I said a few things you weren't picking me up,
Right.
so I don't. I guess there must not be a way to interact
I
as
know
live, but
it. At least with the chat, you
yeah,
can. That's only for people that are presenters. That if you send the long link at the top,
right,
you send that link, or I think if I invited you, like you invited me the other night, it worked.
yeah.
So, and I guess in order for people to participate like that, then they need to have Google Plus and they need to plug in. Because I
Yeah,
sent,
that's the only way I've ever used it was with the invite that I did the last week.
okay, well then everybody must have had Google Plus accounts because um, that's the only way it works. I've looked at a few different videos, tutorials on YouTube and stuff about it, and looked some other stuff up. And as best I can tell, that's if you want to interact like that. And
Yeah,
I'm not even sure that way because it's so delayed. It would be confusing.
I
But
think so. I think so. Yeah, and I guess the fact that, like, for example, when I went to the other link that you showed me,
right,
you sent me earlier, I could
right,
tell that it was being recorded.
right.
It was being there was a line at the bottom that showed it was being recorded for YouTube.
Okay.
In the way we're doing it now, I don't see how you can record that.
Well, this is being recorded because I hit start broadcast. So right when you got out and tried to get in the other way, I clicked start broadcast. So there'll be I'll just delete it, but there's a YouTube of this, and when you're doing it, I guess anybody, if they wanted to get into it and had the link somehow, they could participate.
So where are you getting where do you see the start broadcast?
It's
Oh,
right at the bottom.
at the bottom here.
Well, that's because I started it. So
Oh,
it says stop broadcast now. It's because I started it.
okay, yeah. So I wouldn't see that.
So when I hit stop broadcast, then it'll be available on my Google Plus page.
Okay.
What's weird is if you click on it, then it says it looks like an old-fashioned TV, screen. It says you have to log in, which I
Uh,
still haven't figured that out, in order to view the video. So the only way I knew to get to the video is if you're going to say, if you go to Google Plus, let me just go there real quick. And it's like, what are you doing now, or something like that. Let's see. Let me go into Plus. So it says share what's new, the top left of your Google Plus. If you click on videos soon after this, then you'll see the video show up, and then it'll say copy URL, and then if you copied it and sent it, then they could sit and watch
okay.
the YouTube broadcast. And that would be like when I did the thing the other night, I had 2 students show up, but then they're on the broadcast. So Carrie Ann, Jeff just had his picture, and Carrie Ann, she's just kind of sitting there watching it. But on the YouTube, she's on there.
Yeah, that's probably not a good way to go, I guess.
Yeah, so I mean, I could just say, hey, everybody, if you want, just turn your microphone, turn your cameras off.
Yeah.
If you wanted to record it, because then you got to put it out on YouTube, and there's just a lot to it. It was nice before you could just save it and they could play it, and
Yeah. Yeah.
everything was good. This is like all these different things.
I wonder if there's anyone else at UMUC who may be more learned at this, who may have a better understanding of the video function, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we just got an email today from Stewart saying that this is what they're recommending, and it's
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know any like power users out there that are just really know how to do it, but it seems to me to be interactive. You have to tell the students, which wouldn't be a bad thing, to just get a Gmail account and get the Google Plus and
Yeah.
the plug-in, and it's just something for them to learn, because it is really it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you could get like a group of friends together, I could see how it could be pretty cool.
Now the other day when you use it with the students, that you demoed a project,
Mm-hmm.
that went well in terms of them. I mean, I guess you could show the actual screen shot.
Yeah, so I just did a screen share and I blew it up, as big as I could. Some of the screens are some of them they probably couldn't see real well, but most of them they could. Some of them had too much detail, and when you're sharing the screen, it doesn't come through really clear.
Okay. So I guess really the only issue we have is the taping, the videotaping part of it.
Yeah, and you can do it. It's just tell people if they want to participate, I guess, that they need to get the Gmail and the Google Plus, and
Yeah. Okay.
they don't have to take advantage of it. But it is kind of a neat new technology that I think a lot of them would think was pretty cool, and I think it'd be a good way for the teams to interact.
I agree. Yeah.
Better than those chat boxes, or most of them do conference calls. But if they got this, then they could have some. I think it would be good for their team meetings,
Yeah.
because they don't have like a Wimba or anything. And so I think one time I let the students use my Wimba account to meet, but I think it would be good to promote it. If they do it, then it'd be really good. They could share their screens. They could. Can you share your screen with me right now? Or
Yeah.
you,
Yeah. Uh, let me see here. Oops. I'm trying to remember where it is here.
It's at the top,
Screen,
like second down, that green arrow.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So it works out pretty good.
And then I could just say, no, this is what, let's see. No, we want to, I guess I click on my box and say, oh, ooh, that's not good. That's just what it does. So go back to your screen. Now if I put this, let's see. Let me put it on me and then open up this file. Let's see. Wow. All right. So can you see that?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So.
Yep. I see it. Get a Gantt chart up there.
Yeah, I think that'd be really good for the students. They could sit and share their documents and stuff. So that's it. I don't think that I think to do it, if we recommend if they want to get those accounts, and it's really good for doing things like that. I think it's pretty cool technology. It's just taken a lot to get used to and figure out,
right,
how it all works. And let me turn on the Q&A, and I guess, well, we're both on here now, so I'm not even sure, like there's a Q&A button up there, and I don't know.
Now how do you now I got to figure out how to turn the
it's disabled now.
The screen share off.
Just go back and right at the top, you are screen sharing, it should say. Hit stop.
At the top.
At the top, very top of the window. If you put your mouse up there, it should see something that says you're screen sharing.
Let me see.
But you're not screen sharing right now, are you?
Oh, I'm not?
No, because I can see you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your window, and I still
are. Okay. So now, if I stop, now I'll stop.
There we go. Okay. I got you.
So, I think it's definitely great for the teams.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to spend some time playing around with it to figure it out and make sure they all the buttons. I need to work on the I'm going to try to maybe send a link to someone tomorrow or something to work on the recording piece, because I've never tried the recording part yet.
Well, if you go in there, once you get in there, it should just say, when you create it yourself, it should say start broadcast. And then as soon as you hit that button, it'll start broadcasting. But no matter what, if I don't hit start broadcast, this will always show up in my Google Plus. Like, I'll go there and it'll show up, even though I didn't hit start broadcast.
Okay.
So it's like you think you're there, everything, you're in, we're interacting, but until you hit start broadcast, you won't have a tape of it, or so a video of it.
Yeah. So that's what I didn't do last time. Okay, fantastic. I mean, I would maybe I should send out a note or something, but I would suggest that students use this. It's much more user friendly than sending emails back and forth or doing some type of conference call, I think.
Yeah, it's funny. I usually tell students, do all your work in the group area, and rarely do they do that.
I know. Exactly. Right.
Paste all these email chains in there, their communication. I'm like, that's so much work.
Exactly.
And I'm like, we'd only use it for, like, hey, go check in and respond, and that would be it usually, and so, but it's just not the way it happens now. It's so funny. I'm like, wow, they gotta go in there and copy and paste all that stuff so they were interacting. And
yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's the group of students that we have that are just not comfortable with the technology, but over the years that I've done this, very few of them use the group area.
Right.
I don't know why.
Right. I usually recommend it, but it doesn't happen very often. Every now and then, I'm like, that way, if you have a problem, it's easy to get in there and evaluate what's going on, who checked in when. It's like, it's real easy, but they don't usually do that. So it's just the way it is. So, all right. Well, this is a good little test, and I said when I first tried it and sent that leak, I was having so many problems because I'd look over there and my thing would my screen would be like a minute behind, and I'm like, how am I going to do this? You know?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work because I could tell. As soon as I got in, again, as soon as I turned on that link,
right,
the last few minutes of our conversation before I hung up, the other side started up again.
Still going. Okay. But I think if they, I know we've got at least, it seems like half the students have Gmail accounts, and if you just recommend to get a Gmail account and get the Google Plus, they don't have to, get into all the Google Plus stuff like inviting all their friends, or they can if they want, but and then download that app. When I sent this link to a friend of mine or two different friends, they had to, it said you got to download the app and all that. She had to set up an account, and then another friend got it on his phone, and it said you need to download the app on his iPhone, so he didn't do it. So
the UMUC account, isn't that a Google-related account?
What's that?
UMUC email account?
It is, and I thought students were given Gmail accounts, but I'm not sure. None of them ever use it.
Oh, okay.
I thought they went to a system where they automatically had a Gmail account. Maybe they do.
That's what I thought.
But they don't. Maybe they don't use it. I'm not sure. I mean, some of them, but I don't even remember the last student I ever had that I sent it to him at UMUC.
Yeah.
That kind of account. So, so I don't know. So maybe they do, and they just need to use it. But
yeah, that may be a reminder, because if they go into the UMUC account, then it's a Google account. They can actually set up the Google Plus that way.
Right. So I think for this, if they want to do it, then I guess you just send them the link, the big long link at the top, and then you say we're going to start at 9, and then just sit here and wait, and when everybody shows up, just like I did the other night, and then I just hit start broadcast, like here we go. If other people show up, they'll show up, and then it'll help promote asking questions and things like that.
Okay.
It just depends. Some of the classes, the professor will just talk the whole time and no questions, and some of them are more interactive, So
I would prefer to have the interaction. If there's students there, I would prefer to have them ask questions, because that's how they're going to get it. Otherwise, fielding individual questions somewhere down the line from all of them.
Right. It was good the other night with just those two. I mean, it was stopped here and there, and they asked questions, and it went pretty smooth. Good. So.
Well, anytime you want to do this again, or if you have any other questions or things you want to test out, just let me know.
All right. I got to the LREs. I got about half of them I returned back and sent them an email saying what they needed to do.
Okay.
In most cases, they need to at least show those screenshots with the 4 tasks and explain what happened. So if they don't do that, I always return it to them until they get it. So if they miss like the milestone, or like I had a student today that missed the milestone and missed the critical task, but they had a great screenshots of the question 4, and so in that one I showed them how to filter it, and I passed them for that because they were able to do the 4 where they created the project, and they did that all great. So I kind of want them to be able to do that. So
yeah, they kind of got a slow start last week because the discussion area didn't really start going until about Friday or Saturday or something.
Right, and not really going until yesterday.
Until Tuesday, yeah, right. I know. So I don't know what was going on with that, but yeah, it's a lot slower start than usual.
Right. All right. Well,
okay.
Good talking to you.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.